Well, I'm glad you're here watching my video on YouTube. The fact is, I don't know how long this will be up, since YouTube has decided to start censoring me and pulling down my videos. But don't worry, you can watch this video on rumble.com/RandPaul, where I post all of my content. Love to see you over at rumble.com.
GOP Senator Rand Paul joins us now. He sits on the Senate Help Committee, and he also takes on Anthony Fauci because no one else will. Senator, what's your take on this suggestion in the Atlantic?
Obscene, that if we now disagree in our personal medical decisions with the left, they're going to declare that we're a terrorist and that we can't fly. But even on the practicality of it, even if you said, okay, we're going to do this, even the CDC says you're not supposed to get vaccinated if you've been infected within 3 months. So what are we going to do? Tell people they can't fly for 3 months, even according to the CDC? I and other doctors actually think that your immunity from being infected is going to last a lot longer. With the 2004 epidemic, people still have immunity. Spanish flu, there are people alive who still have immunity from 1918. So I do believe natural immunity should be taken into account. But even according to the CDC, this idiot would have us not flying for 3 months. So it makes no sense. It's complete collectivism. And all of these people are the same people who hooted and hollered and said, Trump is leading us to authoritarianism. What could be more authoritarian than a no-fly list for people who disagree with you?
What about the vilification of people that want a choice, like Governor DeSantis, Governor Abbott? We're not going to make mass mandates. So now the president's going after the governors and the unvaccinated. Why does he need to make an enemy of people?
Well, I think that if you look objectively at mask mandates, whether it's in states, cities, counties, or countries, there's no correlation between a mask mandate and reduction in incidence of the disease. In fact, it's the opposite. The more mandates we got, the more of the disease we got. Now, I don't think the mask caused the disease, but I don't think the mask helped any. And in fact, most people are wearing cloth masks, and 97% of virus-sized particles go through cloth masks. So it's actually a disservice when Dr. Fauci says, oh, the mask is more important than the vaccine. That's malpractice. The vaccine is very important, so's natural immunity, but the cloth masks don't stop the disease. And if you're telling someone who's taking care of a COVID patient, like it's an elderly couple, and you're taking care of your husband or wife and they have COVID, and you're wearing a cloth mask, that's terrible advice. That's advice that'll kill you. So Dr. Fauci needs to be away from government, away from advice, because almost all of his advice has been wrong-headed, but some of it's actually very dangerous.
Senator, and they can't handle you because you're a doctor. The other thing is Dr. Fauci is totally hamstrung because of his role with Peter Daszak and the origins of this virus, which is for another time. So COVID-19 cases in children are surging 84%. That according to the Academy of Pediatrics. They reported that on Wednesday. They did a study, and they said that those numbers are going up. Does that concern you?
The largest study of the Delta variant was in England a couple of weeks ago, and they're a few weeks ahead of us. And they showed 0 deaths in vaccinated people under 50, and they showed 0.08% deaths in under 50 unvaccinated. That's about what we're getting for vaccinated here in our country. So even the unvaccinated did pretty well with the Delta variant. It's very transmissible. People are going to get it. People who have been vaccinated, people who have already had the disease are going to get the Delta variant, maybe again. But the good news is, while it's very transmissible, it's much less deadly.
And Senator, if you are telling me to get vaccinated and saying I'm the problem, or you're the problem, or the person watching is the problem, how can you do that and leave the southern border open to 1+ million people since you took office, many of which test positive for COVID-19? You're totally compromised.
Yes, it's just pure hypocrisy. They're seeding people. They're taking kids from down at the border who may have it, and they're plucking them up and putting them all over the United States as if they're wishing to seed the country with a new variant. It's an awful thing to do. But the bottom line is, for those who are saying, I won't go to a restaurant unless we force everybody to be vaccinated. If you're vaccinated, you are overwhelmingly safe from hospitalization and death. Mind your own business.
I hear you, and I agree. Senator Rand Paul, thanks so much.
Thank you.